Well, now the first of tonight's cases. It's a callous and apparently motiveless murder. Eddie Owusu was an attendant at one of the national car parks in London. On a Saturday night, 9 weeks ago, he was shot while he was working. People from all over the country were using the car park that night. It serves a nearby theatre where Alice in Wonderland was playing. So if you were in that audience that Saturday, or if you were nearby, you might remember something which could just be the piece of information police need to find his killers. Our reconstruction starts on the morning of Saturday, the 17th of January, in Hammersmith, West London. Hammersmith Broadway. Underneath the flyover is the Sussex Place NCP car park, where Eddie Owusu worked. That Saturday morning, Eddie arrived just before 10 o'clock to open up the kiosk for the day. It was bitterly cold that January weekend, and there'd been snow and ice on the ground. Eddie, who was 46, had been the car park attendant here for 5 years. He came to Britain from Ghana in 1967, and his wife and 3 children followed later. He was a popular man and highly thought of by his employers at national car parks.
We found him to be an excellent employee, someone who worked very, very hard at his job. A person that I've always valued his work, his loyalty, his ability to do the job. One of these people that you don't find everywhere, an employee who I suppose you wish for.
About 100 yards away from the Sussex Place NCP is the Hammersmith Odeon, a popular music venue and theatre. The Odeon was preparing for a musical production by a Buddhist group, NSUK, that evening, Alice in Wonderland. Eddie usually took a break around lunchtime and often used to do the family shopping. This is probably what he did that Saturday. The Owusu family lived in Plaistow. Eddie and his wife Comfort were a devoted couple. They were well known and widely respected in the Ghanaian community. 10 to 6 that evening, a Ghanaian friend stopped by the kiosk.
Owusu.
Hey,
They spoke in a mixture of their native Asante and English.
long time no see. How is the heart?
Not very good. It's cold, so I keep indoors most of the time. I'm
Yeah?
on my way to see a friend, yeah.
Why don't you come in for coffee?
Oh, no, thank you. I'm on my way to Richmond. I'm in a hurry. It's
Okay.
getting a bit late, so I'll see you later.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
7 p.m. At home in Dacre Road, Comfort Owusu telephoned her husband at the kiosk.
Hi, darling.
Oh, hi.
Is everything okay?
Okay. Look, we are very busy at the moment. The car's beginning to come in. I'll call you back. Yes, I promise. I will.
All right, don't work too hard now.
Okay. I'll call you back. Bye.
Speak to you later. Bye.
At the car park, people were arriving for the evening's performance of Alice. Followers of NSUK had come from all over the country. The show was due to start at 8 p.m, but it wasn't until 8:20 that it actually got going. And outside, a few cars were still arriving at the Sussex Place car park, as late as 8:45. Hammersmith Bridge Road, the bus stop for the 9, 33 and 72 buses. Waiting there were Ian Mole and 3 friends. Walking towards the bus stop was this man, Neil Blackgrove. He thought the noise was a car backfiring in the car park. Ian thought it was a shotgun.
Go and get the police!
He ran towards the car park kiosk. Eddie Owusu was lying on the ground, bleeding heavily. From the road, Neil saw 2 figures weaving between the parked cars. The one wearing a duffel coat seemed to be tucking something into the front of it. He watched as they ran from the car park across Hammersmith Bridge Road. A car heading towards Hammersmith roundabout hooted at them as they dashed in front of it. They ran towards Angel Walk and disappeared. The door of Eddie's kiosk had been stove in, but there was still money lying on the counter. At home, comfort was never to get that call from Eddie. Eddie Owusu died from gunshot wounds in the thigh at 2:27 the following morning. Well, Malcolm, you're looking for two killers with no apparent motive. Eddie was a very popular man, wasn't he?
Very popular man. We think that this was a robbery which for some reason went wrong.
Even though money was left behind?
We think that they discovered on entering the hut that the money was in fact kept in a safe in the floor of the hut, and that Eddie did not have the key for the safe.
And there were two shots. Do you think they intended to kill him?
The very fact that there were two shots makes this a very brutal killing. That second shot was totally unnecessary. The first shot would have severely injured Eddie, and he would have been beyond offering any resistance at all.
So your appeal then is for anybody who might be able to offer any information about those two men, assuming they were men?
Yes, any close friend of theirs, associate, or particularly the partner in crime, who may wish to tell us who the gunman is. The gunman is a very dangerous man.
Well, to jog people's memory, let's have a reminder of the geography of the area, looking at our micromap. Under the Hammersmith flyover there is the car park, and there's the kiosk where Eddie was shot. The Odeon is about 100 yards away, and the bus stop where Ian and his friends were is in Hammersmith Bridge Road there. And there's where Neil heard the gunshots, and that's the route where the two killers ran after the shooting. They ran through the car park and then out and across the road. There's where they dashed in front of the car, and there's Angel Walk leading into King Street, which is the main shopping centre. And it's very busy round there, isn't it? Somebody surely must have seen them that night.
In King Street it was very busy. It's possible someone may have seen two men emerge, or two figures emerge from Angel Walk. The car park itself wasn't busy with people, but we would ask anyone in the vicinity of the car park or in the car park who saw anyone hanging round before the shooting, possibly from 8 p.m. until 8:45, please to contact us, because these men may have been reconnoitring the scene or just waiting round for a quiet moment before they attack the hut.
And indeed the car driver who hooted up, and perhaps he'll come forward too.
We would hope that he would come forward.
There is a reward, I gather.
There is a reward offered by National Car Parks, and it is a substantial reward.
Right, well, if there's anything you know that could help to find Eddie's killer or killers, please ring us in the studio now in absolute confidence. The number is 01 811 8055, or you can ring Hammersmith Police direct on 01 748 4184. That's 01 748 4184.